What is the origin of three-point perspective in art? Have you ever wondered how artists create the illusion of depth on a flat canvas? One fascinating technique that plays a vital role in this is three-point perspective. So, what is the origin of this artistic method? Let's uncover the details together. The roots of three-point perspective can be traced back to the Renaissance, a period that saw a remarkable shift in how artists approach the representation of space. During this time, artists and mathematicians began to formalize methods for depicting three-dimensional space on two-dimensional surfaces. The groundwork for linear perspective was laid in the early 15th century by Filippo Brunelleschi. He demonstrated how objects appear smaller as they recede into the distance. This marked a significant change in art, moving away from symbolic representation to a more realistic depiction of space. Following Brunelleschi, Battista Alberti published a treatise titled Della Pictura in 1435. This work became a key reference for artists, outlining mathematical rules to create the illusion of depth. One-point and two-point perspectives became standard techniques during this period, allowing artists to representing space effectively. However, three-point perspective was not as commonly used at first. Three-point perspective introduces a third vanishing point, which is often placed above or below the horizon line. This technique is particularly useful for depicting objects viewed from extreme angles, such as looking up at a tall building or down from a high vantage point. The formal exploration of this method began in the late 16th and early 17th centuries, with artists like Johann Vredeman de Vries contributing to its development. Johann Schübler further refined these ideas in the 17th and 18th centuries. The practical application of three-point perspective gained traction in the 19th century with the rise of photography. Photographers observed that vertical lines in images of tall structures converged toward a third vanishing point. This observation revealed a natural occurrence of three-point perspective in images, prompting artists to adopt this technique in their work. As artists began to embrace three-point perspective, it allowed them to depict scenes with a more dynamic and realistic sense of spatial depth. This was especially beneficial for portraying tall structures or dramatic viewpoints. The combination of mathematical understanding and visual observation transformed how humans represented the three-dimensional world on two-dimensional surfaces. In summary, three-point perspective originated as an extension of the linear perspective principles established during the Renaissance. Its formal exploration began in the late 16th century, and its practical application was enhanced by photographic discoveries in the 19th century. This technique remains an essential tool for artists seeking to create realistic representations of complex spatial views.